Hey everybody, I'm John Perotti. This is Matt King. We're both with Kentwood Real Estate, part of the King team. We're here in Broomfield, Colorado at Rails End Beer Company, here to give you a little update on Broomfield. All right, so Broomfield's commercial development is on an upward trend. Much like we spoke about in Longmont, they're starting to look at what can they do to redevelop certain areas of their town. The city itself has done the two major anchors where you're looking at the Flatiron Interlochen area, as well as up northeast where they're looking at having all of your corporations and major businesses going in that area with keeping residential kind of centralized. You can start to see some of the redevelopment in Flatirons already, where they've taken down the old Best Buy grading doors and have started to put in some hotels, stuff like that.
Yeah, and a lot of industries have kind of looked at that corridor as a potential building block because, you know, with Boulder being such a high rent area, you've had these startups that want to kind of feed off the Googles and all that, and so they've looked at Interlochen as that potential. I've coined the phrase the Silicon Alley, which I hope comes to fruition someday, because a lot of the startups that I've talked to have really said, you know, we can't afford the real estate in Boulder, but we're close. We're right there, 10 minutes away from downtown Boulder, and this is the Interlochen, and we're only 15-20 minutes away from Denver, and it's awesome location for those.
And that's kind of how Broomfield got started. It was a midway point between Denver and Boulder. People started flocking here, and then they were like, oh, it's pretty nice. I grew up in Broomfield. I moved to Broomfield in 1989, before anything east of Sheridan was even developed. So lots gone on since then. But yeah, Broomfield it's a 20-minute drive to Denver on a good day, roughly a 20-minute drive to Boulder on a good day, depending on where you're coming from. But you've got major corridors. You've got 287, I-25, 36. 144th Federal. Yeah, you've got all these different roadways tying into the city, and it's easy to get into, easy to get out of, easy to commute to and from. And that was why my family moved to Broomfield, was that my one parent worked in Denver, the other worked in Boulder, and it was a good, midpoint for both of them.
They've done a great job with those corridors too, 144th, 136th, 120th. If you'd been here for 20 years, you would not have expected what they could have done with these roads, but they've done an amazing job expanding, avoiding bogging down the traffic. Broomfield really does have an eye on the future.
All right, so the other area that's kind of in full production and has been for a while is over in the Arista development. They've got the First Bank Center over there. There's a large apartment complex as well, multiple businesses, and a lot of new commercial going in, but they've also got their row homes. So at the First Bank Center, the cool thing about it is that you do have some sporting events that go on there occasionally, but you've also got a main concert venue within that development. So if you're living in that area, it's walking distance to go over and check out whatever's going on. They've got, I've seen Cirque du Soleil there, I've seen ice hockey there, hard rock bands, a myriad of different events that go on in that center.
What's a concert? No, it's a great little facility that they have, and as Broomfield blows up and the area around it continues to expand, Arvada is building up closer to Broomfield as well. You're going to see a lot more action, especially at that First Bank Center. It was a very cool idea that they used for minor league hockey, they used for minor league basketball, that I think in time will also come back as the city just explodes in size.
And for anybody within the city limits or even just on the outskirts, you don't have to drive down to Denver to an event. It's here in town.
Thanks again for joining us on our market update for Broomfield. We look forward to seeing you guys in a couple more weeks. If you guys are thinking of buying or selling in the Broomfield area or just the northern Colorado area, we would love to sit down, chat with you about why we are the best choices for you to help you buy or sell your new home. Once again, I'm Matt King for John Perotti, and our third partner, Paula. I want to thank you.